Hello, LegalShield family, and welcome to our weekly edition of the High Five, where we give you a 5-minute training on a subject that can hopefully just make every area of your life more successful, including your LegalShield business. Today's topic is going to be on time management. And the one thing I know about time is that you cannot manage time. We all have 24 hours in the day, 7 days in the week, but how do some people make their time seem more effective and more efficient than others? Well, there's a few key tips in time management. As you're dealing with how to balance your life with your family and your children and your full-time job or full-time business, your LegalShield business, your hobbies, your passions, how do you balance all of that so that when you give extra effort to one area, another area doesn't suffer? Well, there's a few key tips that can really help you do that. And the first key tip is to maybe just get up a little bit earlier in the morning. There are so many studies that show that early in the morning, you're more effective and make better decisions and are just sharper than you are as the day goes on. So the more you can do early in the morning, the more effective and efficient you can be. You know, let's face it, a lot of times, a few of those hours in the evening are not the most efficient. You know, at the end of the day, we're kind of crashed out on the couch, watching television, watching a sports show, watching a movie, checking our Facebook, doing those things. Sometimes it's just better to close that stuff down for the evening, go to bed a little bit earlier so you can get up earlier in the morning and really hit the day strong and be more effective in the day. Another great, tip is to, the night before, just take 10 minutes to write down the 6 most important things that you need to accomplish the next day. And then make sure the next day that you read that list first thing in the morning and you do those 6 things first. As a matter of fact, number those 6 things from the most important thing that you have to do to the least important thing that you have to do. Then start with the most important. And that way, if you only get through 2 or 3 things on your list, at least you got through the 2 or 3 things that were most important that you had to get done. And by doing that, you're always getting done every day the most important activities. So often we find that the most important things that we have to do are often the things we don't want to do. We're either afraid to pick up that phone and make that call, or we just don't want to do that number one thing on the list for one reason or another. And so we keep putting it off by pretending we're busy doing other things, checking our email and talking to a few associates. And we go a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and we still haven't even done the most important thing that we had from 3 weeks ago. So manage your time by making sure that every day you do the most important things on your list first. So even if you only get through a few things, at least you're getting through the few most important things every day. It's okay that those other less important things keep getting pushed off to the next day. On top of that, think about what are the most important things. What are actually going to grow my business? Doing my 2 exposures every day, doing my follow-up calls, attending my business briefing, attending my Super Saturday, following up with associates on my team to help them level up and do 3-way calls. Maybe following up with a group account. What are truly the most important things that I need to get done so that my business builds and grows? The other key I want to give you for time management is that you actually want to carve out time in your day for every area of your life. I know I carve out family time, because if you don't carve out time for things that are important to you, what you're going to find is that other people will manage your time. You'll completely lose control of your day. I used to be a yes man. And somebody said, hey, can you come do a meeting for me? Sure. Hey, can you go over here and do this? Sure. I wanted to please everybody and just try to be everything to everybody. And what I found is that while I was trying to please everybody, I wasn't pleasing really anybody, including myself, and other areas of my life were suffering because of it. So sometimes I had to learn to say no. I had to learn to say, no, I can't go do that because I have something else I already have carved into that space. So if I have family time carved into that space, my family is going to be the most important thing during that time. If I have work time carved in that space because I'm working a full-time job or I have a business, then I'm going to be focused on that business. I'm going to be focused on that job to do the best job I can. If I have LegalShield time carved in that space, I'm going to make sure that I'm laser focused on my LegalShield business during that time so that nothing else gets in the way and interferes with that LegalShield time. If I just have some white space carved in, which means that I'm not doing anything productive, I'm just doing some me time, whether it's reading or just sitting out on the porch and drinking a cup of coffee just to unwind for the day or get ready for the day. Whatever that time is, I'm going to carve that time in and not let anything interrupt that time. That's taking control of your time, can take control of your life, and that means a happier marriage, happier life with your children, family time, being involved in their sports, being involved, being present in your job when you're doing your job and doing the best job you can, or being present in your business, or building and growing your LegalShield business. So make sure you carve those hours out. When I first started in LegalShield, my wife and I owned a business and we were working 7 days a week. So I had to carve time for my LegalShield business. But during that 10 hours a week that I carved for LegalShield, nothing else would take precedent. If I had something come up in my other business, I didn't deal with it during that time because I was on my LegalShield time now. If I had other things come up, like my friend called me and said, hey, let's go golfing, I can't. I'm working my LegalShield business right now. So there's time for friends, there's time for family, there's time for all of these things. But if you take control of your life, you carve out the hours, you spend more time doing things that are more effective and efficient every day, you're going to find that your days and your life will also become more efficient and more successful.